What up, everybody? I'm Jeep and Bubba, and behind me is my 2020 JL. This is David Saddlebrook Windsor of Drop Gears Motorsports, and today we're putting some high beam off-road headlights. We're going to be upgrading these factory lanterns that were designed in 1919. They're lit by a candle, and they're very weak. And so high beam makes an awesome solution, and we're about to install that solution. First thing you want to do is get your little pry tool, and you're going to need to remove this grill. It's pretty simple. Just pop those upper clips out and you should be able to pull that grill right out. Unbox their lights here. We have the Trilogy 9-inch headlights from High Beam Off-Road, and they are about to go in this bad boy. So what you're gonna see is there's some clips that hold the grill in the bottom. You just pull on those gently and that grill will pop right out, and that will expose the headlights. You've got a couple bolts right here, and we're gonna go ahead and get those removed. So these are 10mm bolts holding it in. I'm gonna pull those out real quick. And going from there. Here's what we're dealing with. You got a controller box, okay? And that's gonna go to all your different LEDs, you know, your halos and daytime running lights and all that fun stuff. And then you're gonna have an anti-flicker harness. Now that's gonna plug into your factory harness that would have plugged into the back of your headlight, and then that's gonna go into your headlight. You're gonna mount that behind your headlight somewhere secure. And then you're going to use these little connectors here and plug them into the corresponding connectors right here. And that's going to be what controls these lights here via Bluetooth from the controller box. Now Dave's over here. They give you a piece of wiring that plugs into a fuse. You know, pick something that's running that works along with your headlights, and it's going to be what powers your box here. We're gonna go ahead and get all that wired, then plug these in, get them bolted in, and we'll show you kind of the final results of what that does. It's gonna give us a top tip here.
All right, before you install this control box, you got these QR codes on the back. If you got an Android, you wanna scan this QR code. If you got an iOS, you wanna scan this one. So to show you how it works, once you scan it, if you got Google Play, it's gonna bring this up for you. If you have iOS, when you scan it, gonna hit it right here. There it is. It'll tell you to view in the App Store. She says Google Play can still scan it to Android. Bam, view in App Store, hit it. It'll bring this app up.
Awesome. And that's gonna show us the different color lights that we can select to change the colors in those LED lights in the headlights. Decide where we want to mount this. We could use some 3M tape on the air box. We can find some place to self-tap it. And now he's got the wires run through here, going into that fuse, as well as we used a factory ground to ground it.
Pop up the fuse panel. Get that one right there too. You can pop that one right there.
Yeah.
You use an adder circuit to run it to a constant 15. That's what it wants. The factory fuse will actually go to the bottom right here. The new fuse for your unit is the one in the top. And you always mount the adder circuit in to where this prong is on the power side.
There you
The
go.
power side is right there.
Now you know. We got everything bolted back up. We're going to show you what these things can do. So there is all blue. Some pink for the ladies or the guys, you know. And now we have it all solid. You do have the option to kind of mix things up. You got a couple options there. So now we got, you know, the turquoise with the purple. And there's like, you know, just all kind of different colors you can do and mix up and customize. Kyle, can you hit the headlights? Just twist the knob. So that's no headlights running. Kyle's gonna hit the headlights for us here. Boom. And that's hard to tell how bright they are, but those are super bright. And they have a crisp line. Look at Dave's shirt. Super crisp line up against that back wall. They look great. We're gonna put the grill back on, show you what these things look like outside, and then we'll go take them for a ride at night and show you how bright they are. All right, guys, I just pulled up to a four-way stop out in the country near my house. Kind of a back road, and I'm just letting that car in front of me go a little bit. But we got the lights in, and we've got them slightly adjusted. I need to move them a little bit, but I think I got the line pretty crisp. I'm going to take off here, and here is what the lights look like in low beam. You see we got a pretty crisp line. I might can make a little bit of adjustment out of that. I actually brought them down just a little bit. I don't have any fog lights on. These are just the low beams, and man, they are a crisp, bright color. If you look them up, they are about 3,500 lumens per light, so it can be about 7,000 lumens. And that is, I don't know what the factory is. I didn't get a video before the factory, but I can tell you from experience, it's more than double. I'm able to see almost like daylight, and that's just the low beam. But the nice thing is out of a projector is a crisp line. If you adjust them properly, you shouldn't be annoying people. We're not really, blasting way up the road. Now, we're out in the country. There's not any street lights or anything like that, so the road's about to straighten up just a little bit. We're about to get to where some street lights are, but I'm gonna show you the high beams. Look at there. So there's the high beams, and that's 6,500 lumens per light when those high beams come on. So quite bright. Got a little bit of adjustment to make out of them, but they are like torches. About to get to another section of road. I'll show you what that looks like. All right, I'm on a 2-lane road, no street lights, and there is the high beams. A little foggy tonight, you might can see that. But really, just unbelievably bright. I think with a little bit of adjustment, these things will be phenomenal. Not to mention, add in some high beam off-road fog lights, it would really, really make it incredible. I do have a set of those, so those will be going in later. I'll show you what those look like. But these are just the Prodigy 9-inch housings. Those are the high beams you see right now. There's the low beams, and just a crisp, beautiful, beautiful light. Very, not annoyingly white, almost just a touch over natural, and I'm able to see the road really well. So I would definitely recommend these. Coming up to a light here, let's throw those high beams back on. A lot of deer in this area. There are a little bit of street lights here as we come by the Brazelton Hospital here in Georgia. But you can see those high beams really lighting up the road. And I do have the halos and all that on just in white right now. I have them about a medium brightness, but just have those on in white mode right now. But I'm really happy with these lights. I think they really are going to serve a good purpose. We're going to be headed out to Colorado very soon, and as I'm doing the long drives at night, I'm going to want to be able to see if there's any pronghorns or deer or anything out in the road, armadillo or something in the panhandle of Texas. And these lights are going to be able to help me. Don't need to run a light bar or pods or any of that kind of stuff, because these high beams just the low beams themselves are good enough, but with these high beams we'll be able to see well down the road. It should keep us safe. It really does cover a really close area, which I'm surprised, and it spreads out pretty wide. And this is just slightly adjusted, so with the right adjustment, this should be a very, very good light. I've run rigids, and I've run the retrofit source Morimoto's, and both of those are great. They give a good crisp line, not a lot of adjustments needed. But I think these have got those knocked out, and I'm a big Rigid and Morimoto fan. They're both quality products, but for the price, I think if I was going to buy a JL light today, I would most likely go with the Prodigy high beam lighting, and I'm just very, very happy with the way these turned out. Let's get back to the shop and get them adjusted tomorrow, and give you some final thoughts. Appreciate you guys watching this. Super, super happy with these lights. Pretty easy install. Matt at High Beam Off-Road told me about 45 minutes. I think we had them done in about 30. Basic hand tools required, and really not a whole lot to it if you know your way around the electrical system, and it's not really, really complicated. One last little shot look. No street lights at all. This is a very dark road right here. High beam, man. I'm seeing all the way up this hill. It's a very steep hill, and there's a lot of deer in this area. Very, very impressed with how good these lights are. Now as we're climbing, we're getting into a little bit of fog. So I back down to the low beam, and it's just super crisp and clean. Very happy with the way these turned out. Not to mention, they have halos, they have the devil eyes, they have the starry eyes. There's 3 different total adjustments you can make to it, so it makes a very custom headlight. I'm not a very flashy person, so I like the all blue or the all white, maybe even all amber. But just hanging out in the parking lot with a couple Jeep buddies, I set it up in red, white, and blue mode. And even though I'm not that flashy, it kind of looks cool. Kind of looks like Megatron, something like that. And it gets some smiles on some faces. Something a little bit unique and different, something you can easily do on your Jeep JL. And they also have a lot of products for the Jeep JK, rock lights and headlights and all sorts of things. We're going to be doing a lot more of their products, and I look forward to it, and we'll be seeing you. All right, guys. That's it. That's how they work. They're fantastic. I want to say a special thanks to the installer here, my good brother, Dave Saddlebrook Windsor, yeah. Drop Gears Motors, and Black Bear Off-Road, folks. Listen, you need some bright lights so you can see. You got to eat your prunes so you stay regular. This video is brought to you by Tiffany Kill Designs, Black Bear Off-Road, High Beam Off-Road. If you want some high beam lights, go to BlackBearOff-Road.com. You can find those high beam lights. If you have any questions about the installs, you can hit me up. Hit up Dave on social media. That's DGM David?
Saddlebrook.
DGM Saddlebrook on Instagram, Facebook. You can check them out there.
Or Drop Gears Motorsports on Instagram.
Or Drop Gears Motorsports on Instagram. We appreciate you guys watching. Thank you, High Beam Off-Road, for the fantastic products. We'll be doing more installs of their products on this vehicle as we go. Make sure you check them out, highbeamoffroad.net, BlackBearOff-Road.com. And don't forget about Drop Gears Motorsports. Those guys have been around a long time, doing a lot of cool stuff in the tuner world. If you need some retrofits, check them out. We appreciate you watching, and we'll be seeing you.